Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the DC to AC converter. This is also named as a inverters. Okay. So first of all, what is inverter? So invert is a power electronic circuit. So which converts a DC power to AC power. Okay. So it is in the nature of variable. So variation in the AC in the magnitude of voltage and frequency and also number of phases. So these three parameters internally affect on the variation of the magnitude variation in the power. So this all the a brief introduction about the types of inverters. Okay, so the types of inverter, here it is basically according to the type of inverter, type of supply. First classification based on the type of supply. So if single phase we are using, so that's called a single phase inverters. If in the supply we are using a three phases, that's called a three phase inverters. So according to the output waveform, the type of inverters are classified as like this: square inverters, pure sine wave inverters, modified sine wave inverters. Okay, according to the source of input. So if the input is current source, so the type of inverters are current source inverter. This is also called as CSI. If the source is voltage source, so that type of inverters called voltage source inverters. This is also called as VSI type of inverters. So first of all, we are going to idea about of a single phase off bridge inverter. So this is the circuit diagram. So here it is in the circuit we are having thyristor 1 and thyristor 2. It is the power electron device. Thyristor also called as silicon control rectifier. Two diodes, those are D1 and D2. So first leg having thyristor and second leg having diodes. So here it is load voltage is denoted with the V0, load current is denoted with the I0. So this is the source voltage we are giving Vs by 2 and Vs by 2. So combinedly Vs. So this is the DC source input to the inverter circuit. So these are the waveforms in order to understand the operation of the single phase off bridge inverter. Why it is called off bridge inverter? Because in the output, if you are giving input is a complete DC, the first off cycle or we are getting only half of the input is converted into a pure AC. Okay, so variable AC. So that's why it is called off bridge. First off leg is operating and second leg is in inoperating state. Both thyristors are forward biased, so triggers are given to them so that only conduct at a time. T1 and T2 conduct at a time. So it consists of two SCCS and two diodes. Okay, so up to 0 to T by 2. If we consider this is T by 2, this is T. Okay, this is T1 and T2. So for understanding up to 0 to T by 2, the thyristor 1 conducts and the load is subjected to the output voltage. Load is subjected to the, one second. So in first case, 0 less than t less than or equal to t by 2. This is t by 2 up to here only. Okay. First, this is the triggering signals to the each thyristor. These are the gate signals. So up to first time period, that is up to t by 2. This is t. During this period, thyristor T1 is conducting, so that we are getting only output voltage. So that is called up to here. So that is Vs by 2. So during t by 2 to t period, only thyristor 2 only triggers. Because of this source voltage, this thyristor conducts, so that we are getting Vs by 2 at the output, because of the conduction of the thyristor 2. So it seems that from the output waveform, the load voltage is alternating voltage waveform, that is Vs by 2, and frequency is T. So 1 upon T means frequency. 1 upon T hertz, the frequency of the inverter output voltage can be changed by the conducting thyristor 1 and thyristor 2. Okay. So inverter operating principle based on the forced computation. So the output waveforms are square waveforms. They will be passed through a filter to eliminate the unwanted harmonics. So detailed operation we need to one more to verify. So when the S1 is on, S2 is off. Okay. So S1 is on means it is short circuited for the time period of 0 to t by 2. So diode 1 and diode 2 are the reverse bias condition. S2 is also off condition. So apply KVL in this first loop. Apply KVL in this loop. First loop, minus Vs by 2 this voltage. Okay. I am writing that equation. So minus Vs by 2 minus V0 is equal to 0. So output voltage is equal to, from the equation, V0 is equal to Vs upon 2. Vs upon 2. So where output current is I0 is equal to, so we all know from the Ohm's law, I is equal to V upon R. So I am using that equation only here. So output voltage, so output current, resistance of the load. Okay. So Vs upon 2R. So V0 is equal to Vs upon 2 kada. So in case of a supply current and the switch current, so IS1, I0 both are same. So IS2 is 0, but because the current through the second thyristor is 0, so diode 1 and diode 2 also reverse bias, so the current flows through the diode also 0. In case 2, we are considering S2 is on condition, S1 is the off. Okay. Up to period T2 to T by 2 to T. So because S2 is on means it is a short circuited, and diode D1 and D2 are the reverse bias condition, S1 and S2. S1 is the off condition. So apply KVL equation in the below leg of the circuits. In the second case, apply KVL in the this loop. In the first case, we are applying KVL in the first loop to get the output voltage. So similar manner, V naught is equal to minus Vs by 2. So we can write as from the equation I naught is equal to V naught upon R. So V naught is equal to minus Vs by 2. I am substituting that equation. So I naught is equal to minus Vs upon 2R. So in case of supply current, the switch current, so first thyristor is in off condition, means there is no current flow through it. So Is1 is equal to 0, and second current through the second thyristor current is Is2, that is the current passes through the load. So I0 is equal to minus Vs upon 2R, and the diode current ID1 and ID2 is equal to 0 because the diodes are operating in reverse bias. There is no current flow through in it. So these are the waveforms to illustrate the operation of the single phase off bridge inverter. So this is the gate current for the thyristor 1, this is the gate current to the thyristor 2. So this is the output voltage, first up to T by 2 period, thyristor 1 only conduct, T2 to T, in this period T1 only conduct, in this period T2 only conduct. Corresponding waveforms drawn as like this. So this is a resistive load we are considering. So the load current, that is the output current, is follows the output voltage. So average value of the output voltage we are considering, if we consider the total entire waveform, so average value is 0. So average value we are considering up to T period, that is up to T. So we can write as like this. So average value is 0 because this is positive, this is negative, both the cycles are equal, so that's why it is equal to 0. So RMS value of the output current, so it is derived as V naught is equal to Vs upon 2. I naught is equal to V naught RMS value upon resistance value, that is V naught RMS means Vs upon 2. I am substituting corresponding equation, Vs upon 2 into R. So next, a single phase bridge inverter. So why it is called a full bridge means it having the thyristor in the two legs, those are T1 and T2 and T3 and T4 antiparallel with the diodes. Okay, so single phase full bridge inverter is basically a voltage source inverter. So inverter does not require a 3-way wire input supply, so it requires only single phase supply. So rather the 2-wire DC input for source. So the output frequency can be managed or can be controlled with the help of on and off period of the thyristors. Note this point. So circuit diagram of the single phase full bridge inverter. So here I already discussed T1, T2, T3, T4 are the thyristor, 4 thyristor and 4 diodes. They are connected antiparallel to the thyristors. So these are the gating signal to turn on the thyristor in different time period cycles. So first time up to 0 to T by 2 time period and T by 2 to T. So during this period T1 and T2 are on condition, remaining thyristor and diodes are in off condition. First condition, 0 less than T less than T by 2. So during this period thyristor 1 and thyristor 2 are in on condition. During period, that is second of period, t by 2 less than small t less than or equal to capital T. During this period, T3 and T4 are in forward bias. Okay. So because of that reason, the T1 and T2 are conducting in the first half cycle. So you can see that T1 load and T2 and to the supply. Okay. So apply KVL equation in this loop. We will get V naught is equal V naught is equal to Vs by 2. Okay. So first period, that is up to 0 to t by 2, t1 and t2 are conducting. So that's why we are getting as the Vs. If we are applying Vs. If we are applying, sorry, here it is wrongly written. So it is Vs. It is Vs. Vs plus Vs by 2. So which is equal to Vs. Okay. So next period, that is t by 2 to t. So thyristor T3 and T4 are triggered so that the output is minus Vs. V naught is equal to minus Vs. So the current direction we'll see in the circuit diagram. So this is first mode. This is the first mode. In the second case, T3 and T4 are conducting. During this period, T3 to the load and T4 and to the supply. So this is the current direction. So in the second case, V naught is equal to minus Vs because the current direction is reverse to the polarity of the load voltage. So whatever working principle are explained till now is given here. Please go through it once. So finally I am summarizing. During the time period 0 to t by 2, the thyristor 1, thyristor 2 are conducting. So output voltage V naught is equal to Vs. So for the time period t by 2 to t, so T3 and T4 are conducting state. So the load current V naught is equal to minus Vs. Okay. So what's the purpose of diode 1 to diode 4? If the load is purely resistive, there is no need to put the diode 1 and diode 2 and diode 3 and diode 4. Okay, as the output voltage and currents are in phase. Unfortunately, if the load is purely resistive, there is no occurrence of the power flow back. For such cases, the diode is connected in anti-parallel. If the inductor and capacitor presence in the load, so there is a reverse current flow through the circuit. So in order to avoid that condition, we are using diodes. So that's why these diodes also called flyback diodes. comparison between the off-bridge and full-bridge inverter. So it composition of the two resistors and two diodes, whereas full-bridge inverter consists of four thyristor and four diodes. Okay. The second difference is the output voltage is off of the magnitude of the input DC source, whereas it is the full in the nature of the input. Okay. So it is the twice that of the magnitude, that is the load voltage for the off-bridge inverter. Third one, the main drawback of the inverter is the requirement of a three-phase supply input DC supply, three-wire DC input supply. So here it is off-bridge inverter overcome by full-bridge inverter. So as it requires two-wire DC sources. The fourth difference is the output power full-bridge inverter four times of the off-bridge inverter. So as inverter refers the power electron device, it is a power electron, absolutely it is a power electron device. So which converts the DC to AC. Okay. So the AC voltage basically depends upon the voltage and the frequency and number of phases. These three parameters will influence the to change or variation in the AC of the output power. So inverter basically classified as voltage source inverter, current source inverter. So these are seen in the first slide of the types of the inverter. So first now let it be going to three-phase inverter. So three-phase inverter converts a DC input to a three-phase AC power output. So it has a 3 ohms normally. So delayed with the 120 degrees. So as it generates a three-phase AC supply, so the inverter switches in the ratio of 50% and the switching occurs after every T by 2 of the time, that is 60 degrees of the angle of inverter. Okay, nothing to worry, we will in detail discussion in the coming slides. So we are considering a three-phase inverter. So this is the three-phase inverter. We are giving input. This is the first leg, switch 1, switch 2, switch 3, 1, 3, 5 arrangement. 1, 3, 5 are kept in the above the first leg. The second leg, that is the below of the portion of the network, connected as a S4, S6 and S2. So why? Because first period, that is the 0 to T by 6 period, the thyristor 1 and thyristor 2 in connect as like this in the first phase. In the second case, S3 and S4 will connect. In third phase, S5, S6 will connect as like this. S5, S6 to the supply. Once again, I need to I'm explaining. The first case, supply S1 and S2 back to the supply. Okay, this is the current direction. In the second case, S3, S4 as like this. In third case, S5, S6 as like this. Okay. So the type of inverter above having the two modes, that is the 180-degree mode of the conduction and 120-degree mode of conduction. So in 180-degree mode conduction, every device is conduct state of 180 degrees where they are switched on at the interval of 60 degrees. The terminal A, B, C are the output terminals. These are A, B and C. So these are the output terminals. Here we are connecting A, B, C to the load of the circuits. So we are connecting here, it is star either delta connected load. So the operation of the balanced star connected load are explained in the diagram below. For the period 0 to 60 degrees, S1 and S5 and S6 are conducting mode. S1, S5 and SC are conducting mode. The terminals A, C of the load are connected to the source at its positive point. The terminal B is connected to a source at its negative point. In addition, the resistor R2, that is resistance R by 2, is between the neutral and the positive end. So while the rest R is between the neutral and the negative circuits, negative terminal. So first period, so this is the load arrangement A and C. So these are connected like this. So this combination comes as a R by 2 into R. So V by 3 and V by 3 are the appeared voltage across the load. So first case Vn is equal to V by 3, Vbn is equal to minus 2V by 3, Vcn is equal to V by 3. So these are the load voltage as given as like this. So line load voltage VAB is equal to VAN minus VBN. So line voltage means two lines voltages, that is between A and B line, BC and CA. So in CA is not connected, so that is line voltage is equal to 0. So you can clearly see this, the waveform of 180 degree mode. So thyristor 1, thyristor 2, thyristor 3, thyristor 4, thyristor 5, thyristor 6. So first period up to 0 to 60 degrees. So first period, so the thyristor 1 connected to the supply and B and 6 as like this. Okay. Load. So this is the arrangement of the circuit. A conduction control of the thyristor is given as like this. So first period up to 0 to 60 degrees, T1 and T6 and T5. So T1 connected to the first load bridge and B leg, and T6 connected to the leg. Okay. So T5 is connected to the load C. So the diagram as like this. So remaining thyristor comes as a open circuited. So VAN, that is VCN. VAN is equal to VCN. So voltage across the AN and CN also same because they are connected in parallel. Okay. So that is VDC. We are applying voltage division rule. Source voltage, that is VDC, to the opposite resistance to the total distance I'm writing. So we get finally VAN is equal to VDC upon 3. Similar manner, VNB is equal to VDC minus VAN. So that is V2 VDC upon by 3. So VBN written as minus 2 VDC upon 3. This is the first case. In the second case, up to 60 to 120 degrees I am considering. So T1, T6, T1, T6 and T2 are in the conduction mode. So T1 connected to A, T6 and C, that is C. This C is connected also C. So T1, B to the supply back and from the C, T2 back to the supply. So these are connected current both direction. So based upon this we are applying voltage driven as well as a KVL. So finally we get the voltage corresponding equation. In the third case we are considering 120 to 180 degree mode. So in this period 120 to 180, T2, T3 as well as the T1 in the conduction mode. T1, T3 as like this and T6, sorry T2, T1, T3 and T2. So I am applying KVL as well as voltage division equation. We will get VAN, VCN, VNC values as like this. So above 3 up to we are considering 180 degree. So we are now drawing the output waveforms. So the first minus VDC by 3, second up to this is up to 60 degrees, this is 120 degrees, this is 180 degrees. So we are getting 2 VDC by 3. So in the third case VDC by 3. So we are getting like as like this output waveforms. So RMS value of the phase voltage is equal to root 3 by 3 into VDC. So for line voltage of the RMS value is equal to square root of 2 by 3 under root into VDC. So phase voltage and line voltage diagrammatic representation. It is for only understanding of how the varying the output voltage with respect to the different type of thyristor trigger different type of time of intervals. So now we are considering the mode of operation of 120 degrees. So basically every thyristor conduct only 120 degree. So each thyristor will conduct for 120 degrees. So that will call as 120 degree mode. The first period 0 to 60 degrees condition we are considering T1 and T6 only. T1 and T6. So C leg, that is the load is connected in the C leg, so it is not considerable. So it is equal to 0. So there is no current flow through in it. So only two legs only considering VBN, VAN. So applying voltage division principle, we will get the VAN is equal to VDC upon 2. Why? Because the resistance in the both the legs, that is AN and BN, are equal. So VCN is equal to 0. The second period 60 to 120 degrees, 60 to 120, only T2 and T1 and T1 and T2 are conducting. So those equations are as like this. Okay, so T1 and T2 only conducting. So this leg is negligible. T1, T2, back to the supply. This is the current direction. Okay, applying voltage division principle, we will get VAN is equal to VDC by 2, VNC, that is VCN minus VDC by 2. Okay, the third phase also we are considering 120 to 180 degree. So the waveforms. So you can clearly have to see 0 to 60, 60 to 120. The first phase only 120 degrees, and then 60 degrees is off, and one remaining 120 degrees we are getting the output. This is the VAN, VBN, and VCN corresponding waveforms. So these are the 180 degree mode waveforms. This is the voltage derived in the 120 degree mode conduction. This is the 120 degree mode waveforms. So first of all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are the gate signal to applying the thyristors. Thank you.